3.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of
Damn near.
Yay! So it's been a minute. We're
Fat
back
minute.
and better
Minute.
than ever.
Episode was fully wasted, not on us. It was pre-recorded and everything.
We had some equipment
Malfunctions.
issues, yeah. But we have good topics and good stories for you guys. So, as always, I have my conspiracy theory of the day.
Okay. Is that the thing you're gonna read?
No.
Okay,
It's
okay.
completely
Curly's kind of taking the lead
separado.
today. Curly just wants reactions from me.
I could talk for days. Okay, hold on. I know, because I tend to go, obviously, scroll through TikTok, and when I find something interesting, I save it in a folder for me to bring it up as like a conspiracy theory. Because, dude, I could go on days and days, right?
I swear, if this is another Selena one.
No, I swear it's not. It's not. But, it is... where'd it go? Where'd it go? A la madre.
Hey, he's closing the door like he pays bills.
The door's freaking heavy. Oh my gosh.
What are you looking for?
It's because I have several saved, but I lost the one I actually wanted to talk about.
Oh my god.
Híjole. Anyways.
So much for folders.
So you know how, for those, but I have hella saved on there. So you know how like the conspiracy theory of, or superstition for Hispanics is that like the whole brujas thing?
These fools are gonna piss me off.
Opening and shutting the door.
I don't know if y'all can hear that. They're slamming the door.
But you know the whole thing about like brujas?
Yes.
Okay. So when I was younger, my dad told me, I don't know if it's true or not, I mean, cada quien, but correct me if I'm wrong. But, and I'm pretty sure it's something he heard too when he was younger, but that supposedly you're not supposed to talk about brujas on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Why? I don't remember.
It's Wednesday. I'm like,
we're
bitch.
good. But I don't know why, but you're not supposed to, because supuestamente, like,
because it's Titty Touch Tuesday and Thirsty Thursday.
They're like, I want some of that. But I don't remember why my dad told me you're not supposed to talk about them. It was a little mini.
Oh my god, your house is scaring me right now.
Yeah, like Tuesdays and Thursdays. But dude, there was one time before me and JK moved in together. I left his house pretty late. It was around 3 a.m, I think. And when I was coming down the downhill for Dayton, I saw this little in Mount House, I saw this like red ball in the sky. Te lo juro, dude. I wasn't going crazy. I was like, dude, and I wasn't, yeah, sure, I was tired, but I was still conscious. Like,
was it perhaps a plane?
No, dude, I kid you not. I'll show you the video.
Like red ball?
Yeah, dude, and it was fucking going, te lo juro, dude. I'm not crazy. I know it sounds like, bitch,
well,
no way.
because I know going up to Reno, they do have those strips right there where there's a red ball.
No. Dude, I'll show you right now. I'll try to find the video, and we'll have production posted, or production.
Our production team, chaps.
Posted on on Instagram. But dude, I kid you not, dude. And I got freaked out because I was like, dude, no way. Because same thing. Yo me acuerdo of a lot of stories in Mexico. They say that cuando ves bolas de fuego, balls of fire, is because it's una bruja, like it's a witch.
Damn.
So that's why, to me, it caught my attention. And I was like, dude, I'm going to record this shit because nobody's going to believe me. That's why you're like, I understand why you're kind of like, I recorded it.
Oh,
so
I recorded it was like a.
No,
I thought you were
dude.
gonna show me what it looked like. Okay.
No. I recorded it, and then it's funny because when I was telling, it was like weeks, maybe months later, I told my dad about it. I was like, yeah, like, you know, I was on my way home and I saw this, blah, blah, blah. And I pulled up the video to show my dad, like, look, this is what I was talking about. Dude, the video wouldn't load. No matter what I did, I turned off my phone, I restarted it, whatever, and it wouldn't load. Like, it was there, like, the little thumbnail or whatever would show, and then when I would click on it for it to load and play, it would say error or, like, not available or whatever. But everything else, like, when you would slide, it would show.
What the hell?
From, like, other pictures and videos. But it was that particular one, and I'm like, dude, no way. I was like, I'm not going to delete it. I was like, because I know what I saw. So, whatever, years later, I was going through my camera roll, and I came across that video again. and it played, and kid you not, dude, tú puedes verme, and it's not the moon because it's moving. Like, obviously the moon, it
like
just
it was
stays.
following you?
Yeah, like it wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily it was following me, but like it was it was going like Eva.
You know what I'm envisioning?
Yeah.
Have you seen Shrek the Third?
Mm-hmm.
Where the witches are... Is it? No, it's Forever After.
Yeah.
Where the witches are throwing the, like, pumpkin bombs.
Yes!
That's what I'm envisioning.
Dude,
Like a
dude, when
glowing
you
orb
see
following
it,
you.
dude, when you see it, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, and we'll post it on the Instagram
And he
for
never
you guys
told
to
you
see.
why you can't talk about him on specific days of the week?
I don't. He did tell me the reason, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. And that's why I was like very
okay,
like.
so backtrack a little bit. Did you see a video about this, or what's the whole bruja thing that you're like?
Because for a couple years ago, because we've lived here for over a year now. Because I loved watching videos about like superstition, que brujas, like all the Mexican folklore, whatever, you know. And a lot of people would say like, "Oh, bolas de fuego." So to me, I was like, "Oh, like I remembered off the top of my head like brujas." But a couple years ago, and where my parents live, they have a lot of land, and where my room was, I had 3 windows, right? And it was kind of where like the front yard was, and it was a bunch of trees, and there was a bunch of owls. And to me, I was like, it's normal, you know, like we live in the outskirts, and you would always hear it at night. But then there was one time, like, I brought it up to my parents, and my dad was like, you know what that means, right? But then, yeah, like, and I was like, well, yeah, like, it's normal. Like, it's animals, you know, like, and it's late at night. We live in the open. Like, he's like, no, like, supuestamente son brujas. Like, either te están haciendo trabajo, or, like, someone's wishing bad upon you, or they mean, like, a bad omen, like, of death and whatnot.
I've
So
always
I was
heard the bad omen of... I know that, like, people refer to them as lechuzas, and I've always heard the bad omen of death. And so when we were little and we used to see an owl, it wasn't up there, too, where... Because my brother used to live in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
We would see them, and he would tell us... He'd be like, cuss at it, cuss at it.
No, yeah, the same...
Motherfucker!
Yeah, that's what my dad told me, too. He's like... when he was telling me, but
you're
me,
supposed to curse back at it.
Yeah, but to me, I was kind of like, well, it's something normal. But then when my dad was telling me, like, yeah, like, son brujas, like, you have to, same thing, like, les tienes que echar madres, and you have to scare them off. And I was like, wait, why? And he told me, because son brujas, and he told me that, like, someone's wishing bad upon you, brujeria, blah, 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 right? And, dude, that hella got in my head. Me being superstition and, like, gullible, that hella got into my head.
Curly got beef with all the owls in the world.
I was like, dang it, you know, all around. But,
you get a finger, you get a finger.
Yeah, dude, but no, kid you not, dude. I would get anxious at night because you wouldn't just hear one, dude. You'd hear 2 to 3 because you could hear the separate noises.
They're talking. Who.
But nah, bro. Te lo juro, bro. Like, I was scared. And kid you not, like, I would get really anxious and I wouldn't be able to go to sleep because of what I would be, like, listening to my dad. What he would be telling me, like, on repeat, you know, in my mind. But then after a while, like, they just, I guess, went away. But there was this one night where I told my dad about it. And, dude, I think I got the adrenaline rush, and I told him about it, and he's like, "Vamos afuera," and my dad gets his gun, and I was like, "Bro, you can't imagine you shoot a power line, like, no mames." So
and the witch is really gonna come through then.
For us. And then I went outside with him, and he has this really bright light, and we went outside and we were looking, and I was kind of scared in a way, but then I was like, "Fuck it, dude! Like, I'm tired of this shit." So we went outside and we started looking, and no había nada, like, we couldn't see him, like, nada, right? So then I was like, "What the heck?" Then after a while, I didn't hear him or anything. And then my brother was aware of it. Like, I think my dad told my brother, like, yo, like, if you guys hear it, you guys have to come tell me. So then, same thing. One night, my brother told my dad. And then they went outside and checked. And then I was kind of, like, scared. And they're like, yeah, like, there's nothing. Or we can't see anything. Or they went away or whatever. And then, yeah, they were gone for, like, until I moved out. And then, do you know what the irony in that is that maybe I'm thinking about it too much, or I'm putting too much thought into it, is when we first moved here, I think the first week or two, I heard owls outside. I was like, boy, I was like, we don't even have trees around here. But
Yeah.
I got freaked out and I told my parents and they're like, te están siguiendo. And I was like, bro.
Hell no. It's your parents at the window.
You guys are doing it to me. No,
They're
I'm just kidding.
fucking with you.
But yeah, I don't know. That to me scared me. Like the whole thought of brujas. I mean, to each their own. Like some people probably don't think that it's true or not.
I have a...
It's
Because my
scary.
mom had a lot of crazy superstitions too. Have I ever told you the salt story? The brujeria salt story?
No.
So...
Is it good?
So apparently, leaving salt at somebody's door is like another bad omen. Like le estás echando sal. Like it's
But
bad.
I thought they said that to put salt like in front of your door or where your like the line of your door is.
That's if you're doing it. But somebody like throwing salt is not a good thing on your property. My mom explained to me why. I still kind of didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, when I was in like 8th grade, my friends and I in the neighborhood would all hang out. And you know the salt that you put on your driveway when it snows?
Yeah.
So it was like the...
Those don't mean that kind of salt that you're gonna fucking throw someone in someone's house.
No.
I was like, bro.
No, so listen to
It's
this
like
shit.
obvious.
So we got some salt on our driveway one time.
Yeah.
And my mom used to wake up hella early to go to work, and she used to like clean the stores early in the morning before they opened. And she comes home one day and she goes, "Hey, somebody put salt on our driveway." And she was like, she kind of had some theories on who it could have been, like who does like witchy stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "How is that witchy?" And she's like, "It's brujeria." And I was like, "What the hell?" And she was like so worried about it. And my mom would always pray over the house and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I go and I tell my friends, I was like, "Guys, like somebody like put," this was in the summer. I was like, "Somebody put like salt in our driveway." And my mom's kind of freaking out about it. So I was like, she told me I can't stay out late because we used to all live like in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
We would hang out. Like, yeah, she told me I can't stay out late. Like I have to be coming home early because she's just kind of worried about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, okay, like what the hell?" Well, the next day it happens again. This time on the closer to the door.
But is there because there's like ice and snow there?
No,
or
it's in the summer. It's in the summer.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh.
And so this time
Me,
it's closer to the door.
A la
And-
madre.
Yeah, and so my mom's freaking out. She's making a big deal about it. I hear her on the phone. Like when I wake up in the mornings, I hear her on the phone telling like my tias or her friends, whoever she's on the phone with. And then she ends up telling my brothers. And she tells my brother Ulises, because he was living with us, she goes, do you have anybody that has anything against you that could be doing this? He's like, "No, I really can't think of anybody." And she goes, I don't know who it is. And she goes, "Perla, do you have any, like," she's all getting worried. "Perla, do you have any enemies?" I was like, Mom, I'm a little kid. I shouldn't.
I don't know.
And so she goes, like, "Are you certain? Because like it's getting bad. Like that's not okay." And so it keeps happening for a few more nights. And then finally one night, she wakes up and she tells my brother to come and look at it. Because my brother and I are kind of like, "Bro, you're tripping." Because she's been sweeping it away right away.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, did she just leave the salt there, or do you sweep it away,
she's
or
been, like,
what do you
sweeping
do?
it away? And so we're kind of like, "Bro, you're tripping." Well, one morning she has enough of it, and she goes and gets my brother. And
Your oldest brother?
no, my oldest brother didn't live with us. He was my older brother, but not my oldest brother. So she goes and gets him. I'm still sleeping, and now it's on the doorstep on our mat, and it's in the shape of a U. A U or a C. She couldn't tell if it was a U or a C, which C was her nickname for Cuca, and U is Ulises' name for Ulises. And there was a condom there. Like an open condom. And my mom was like, "It's a C or a U, like what does it mean?" And I was like, "Oh my God."
A used condom on your doorstep?
It wasn't used, it was just like open. And it was on the doorstep. Bro, this gets funny at the end.
Wait. Me over here like
No, you gotta
because I'm talking about the same thing.
hear me out. You gotta hear me out. So the salt is, because it used to just be in a pile. Now it's shaped in the shape of a C or a U.
Yeah.
She can't decipher what it is.
Uh-huh.
And the condom is right next to it. And she goes, "No, this is some childish shit. That's not okay." And
Yeah.
she's like, "And who is it? Like, who could be doing this?" And she was thinking they were targeting her or my brother. Because C, Cuca, or Ulises.
Yeah.
And so she's like freaking out. And she wakes us up and I'm not allowed to go out. She's like, "You're staying home today. You're not allowed to go out anywhere." She's like, if you're going to leave, like, I need you to come back home before I'm home from work, if that's what's going to be happening. Because I used to always get home. I'd come home for dinner, and then I'd leave again with my friends just around the neighborhood, and then I'd come back, and she'd be like, you're not going to be staying out late anymore. Like, this is getting serious. It's to the point where it's not just brujeria, but it's getting to be harassment. I was like, fuck, okay. So she ends up leaving, and I like, it's the same rule as always. Like, you got to clean the whole house before you go out and do whatever. So I do that shit.
Your chores.
I go to my friend's house. up the street, and they all live together. So it's my friend, one of my friends, and across the street is my best friend Donovan. They were both my best friends, and Donovan's cousin is staying with him this summer. Like, he's just staying with him for a few weeks. So we've all just been hanging out. We used to go on hikes all the time and everything. And I tell them, I'm like, guys, like, I'm like telling them everything. I'm like, so it was, sorry, I got to backtrack a little bit. It was a few more friends, because some friends from Dayton were coming down to meet up with us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, guys, it's getting kind of serious. Like, my mom's really tripping out about this. I can't stay out late. Like, she's actually so concerned. Like, I don't know what to do. And they're all sitting there, like, quiet, like, looking at each other. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like it's pretty bad. Like, knowing her with her superstitions, like, it's really concerning her. Like, I have to go home and we can't figure out what it is. Like, it's to the point where she thinks she's going to have to file a police report. And they're all like, they get hella serious. And Donovan's like,
Perla, we gotta tell you something.
Donovan's standing there with his hands in his pockets. And he goes, Perla, it's been us. And I was like, what? And they were like, okay. They were like, it wasn't serious. It was never serious. And they were like, I was like, bro, what the fuck? And I was in like 8th grade. I was like, why the fuck did you guys put a condom on my door? I started losing my shit. I was like, how long have you guys been doing this shit for? And they were like, we've been doing it like, they were doing it like 2 to 3 times a week for like, in like the span of a month. It was happening for a bit.
Bro, no, mom.
And I was like, bro,
your poor mom was fucking stressed over that shit.
And I was like, dude, my mom's gonna I was like, I can't tell my mom. She's gonna she already, like, Donovan was like, you can't tell your mom. He was my absolute best friend. He's like, you cannot tell your mom, bro. He's like, I already have snakes. She's gonna think I'm a fucking witch. Like, I already own reptiles. I know she's gonna think it's brujeria.
Yeah.
And so I was like, bro, why'd you guys start doing that? And they were like, we didn't mean to. And I was like, what do you mean you didn't mean to? So one of our other friends, we were playing soccer, like a few weeks prior to when this whole started. We were playing soccer, and we were up the street at my friend Jenny's house, and she had the salt for the snow. It was just like on her driveway, like an old bag. Mm-hmm. And one of our friends was playing with it, and he ended up like putting it in his pocket for some reason. And they were like sports shorts. And so when we came down the street to play at my street, because her street was downhill, so my street was just flat. So we were playing at my street. And we were juggling the ball and stuff. Well, he ended up pulling out the salt and just throwing it on my driveway because it was falling out when you were like pick your knees up. It was just falling out everywhere. So he pulled out the salt and just threw it on my driveway. Didn't think nothing of it. And so when I told my friends that, like, oh, my mom's tripping.
They're like, we're gonna milk this shit.
They were like, oh, we're gonna fuck with this bitch. And they were doing it nonstop. And what finally drove my mom to being crazy about it was the whole condom thing. And I was like, well, why'd you guys put a condom there? And Donovan was like, I'm really sorry, bro. That was my cousin. He's like, he thought it'd be funny, but we told him it was too far. And it, like, he ended up just throwing the condom there. And I was like, and what the fuck is up with the C or the U? Like, my mom was tripping about that. They were like, it was supposed to be a V for your last name. I was like, you bitches can't even.
You can't even spell.
Yeah, I was like, you can't even make it look right. What the hell?
You had one job.
Yeah, and so that happened when I was like 13, 14 years old. And so I deadass did not tell my mom till I was 18. I remember, like, you know, when you become an adult, you kind of actually start hanging out with your
Mom,
you start really hanging out with your parents.
Yeah.
We went to Food Max one time, and I was like, hey, I gotta tell you something funny. And she goes, what? I was like, you promise you're not gonna be mad? I was like, because I've been holding this one in for years. And she's like, what? And I was like, do you remember the whole salt incident? And she's like, oh, do you know who it was? And I told her, I was like, yeah, it was my friends. They did it as a joke. And then she hits me with some reality. She goes, ¿Ya ves? And she goes, ¿Todavía eres amiga con ellos? I was like, oh, because I am friends with the two that used to live there, and I'm still best friends with Donovan. Yeah. But she was just like, you see what happens? She's like, you don't talk to any of those people anymore. And she's like, even if they didn't mean to do it, it was still brujeria, and it cut ties with you. I was like, oh, girl. Right.
Life.
But, dude,
life happens.
Fucking Saul almost got me in trouble for the rest of the summer.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that, though.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she was tripping out about it hard.
I knew about they say not to throw, like, dirt from the cemetery to someone's house.
Oh, I've never heard of that, but that in and of itself sounds like ritualistic.
Yeah, to never do it.
That's crazy.
But I kind of want to look up deep, dark secrets on, like, Reddit, but then I get scared. You know? Because I'm really into, like, Conspiracy
Are
theories?
we still recording?
Yeah.
We can do one real quick.
What, a dark story?
Yeah. Oh my god, what the fuck? The first one.
What?
Oh my god. Dude, these videos are never gonna fucking make it anywhere.
Why?
What's the deepest, darkest secret you've ever told anyone? First one. I was really horny, but my family was around, so my solution was to take a shower and choke the chicken in there.
What?
I stuttered a little because I only read up to choke. I've never heard somebody call it the chicken. Oh my god. What the hell?
Ooh, I have one. Start reading it. It says, what is your most disturbing, scary, or creepy real story? A few years ago, I was walking through the woods off the beaten track a bit, and I smelled this really overpowering sweet smell. Being nosy, I pulled back the undergrowth to have a look and found a dead body. Dude, what would you do if, like, because
I think about that all the time because we are out there a lot. And one time we saw something on the train tracks and it looked like a head. And
shut up.
Yeah, when Joe literally went to like go and like kick it and it was kind of dense, but it was like hay, but it was like for some reason rounded up. It was like
that's
not normally it's like in like
okay, but
stacks.
Let's say you guys did find a head. Like, what would you guys do?
Bro, it's scary. I would immediately pull out my phone and start recording and then have the other person like call somebody.
Oh, for sure.
Because I need that evidence of like, hey, I didn't do this shit. I need you to see the shock and I need you to hear the shock in my voice.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think I would record it
know.
either because I think stuff like that is fucked up.
Oh,
for
no,
you
for
to find a
sure.
body, like, oh my god, look.
And then
that's
it's
fucked
someone's
up.
family member.
Yeah, I would solely just record and put that shit in my pocket just so you can hear the conversation that we were having because I think you'd be shocked. And then when it comes to like court or whatever for like whatever's going on, you don't remember what you were saying or what you were thinking.
That is very true because some people tend to like block that out or, you know. But anyways, the guy had clearly been there a while and wasn't looking great. All swollen and green and black with various runny bits. The local wildlife had also been dining well for a few days. Oof.
Ew.
I called the police who told me to wait with the body until they arrived. So yeah, like imagine if you guys had to wait there. Being in the middle of nowhere where it took a while for them to arrive and it got dark and I just sat there in the dark with him for a long time. Oh, that's creepy.
I wouldn't do that if I was by myself.
Very creepy. It turned out he had committed suicide. For a long time afterwards, I had dreams about him and he would talk to me and not nice things. Mainly about how he was angry, I had disturbed his resting place and he wanted me to kill myself. Probably just my imagination.
Lies are coming for me, sorry.
It's the guy. No, just
no
kidding.
day, no chingas, bro. What the hell?
Probably just my imagination, but all pretty disturbing at the time. He still turns up in my dreams from time to time, and no doubt will be tonight after typing this. Fuck.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I feel like you are supposed to report that though.
I mean, that is true, but the irony in that is the guy, I mean, maybe she was like putting too much thought into it or whatever to the point that
Was
like
it a
she was
girl?
dreaming. No, it was a guy.
Oh, I was gonna say, if I was a girl, I would not stay out there alone.
Oh, I don't know actually.
I would not stay out there alone. The police tells me to do
I
that.
don't know.
I better be getting a cut of your check if I'm fucking keeping surveillance on a dead body.
Yeah. But the fact that he was like the guy like in her dreams told the person like, dude, you disrupted my resting place, and I'm like,
yeah.
But I don't know. It's sad regardless because it was a suicide.
Yeah.
You know, in the woods. Fuck. That's terrifying.
That is scary.
You know.
I didn't like that one very much.
I didn't like it either, but it's kind of like interesting.
No, it was a good. I mean, that's something I think about, but I don't ever talk about it. Like,
yeah.
Ooh, what would you do if you found a body?
Me? Fuck.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's not something you just go and, like, ask people. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Never Google that, guys, because... it's creepy.
What's your deepest, darkest secret? I'm trying to find good ones.
That is wild.
This one's fucking stupid.
Why?
What's your deepest, darkest secret? My grandpa stole a red pepper shaker from an Italian restaurant many years ago, and after he passed away, I went to the same restaurant in honor of him and stole the Parmesan cheese. It was fucking ridiculous.
No mames.
Oh my god.
In honor of him? Hey,
These are dumb. Dude, I don't know what the people on Reddit be doing. One time I ate an entire platter of fruit. That's it. Like a party tropical fruit. During a tour of Honduras and blamed the monkeys.
What the fuck? What? That makes sense.
Bro, clocking into Reddit just to post stupid shit like this is funny.
But it is entertaining, though.
It is, but it's also like, no fucking way.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like every time we look for the am I the asshole ones, the asshole is never really the asshole. They're pretty justified.
They just need to, yeah.
They're pretty justified, and the fact that they're asking means they're already self-aware individuals. Because are you ever like, damn, maybe I was being a bitch, you know? But then I feel like the real bitches are never thinking that. They're just too busy being bitches. You get what I'm saying?
Period, yeah. No, for sure. But then also kind of like, I feel like it's a place where you could be anonymous and dump your thing and looking for that validation.
Yeah.
Of like, you know? Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, like the story of that girl, I'm sure like that's not something you can tell just...
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, yeah.
No, because then either one you'll get mocked or like laughed at.
Yeah, or like the people you love will tell, like if you really, it's hard like venting about your partner to people because then leave them, you know?
No, that's
and sometimes
true.
you're like, but I really like you.
No, that is true. That is very true. Yeah.
So you gotta like, and then if you vent to people about your partner and if it's like your family, they're always going to view them like that.
Exactly.
So
It'll ruin.
And even if you choose to move on from it, they'll always see that and then you're always going to be stuck
That's why
thinking about it.
Yeah, that's why you should really never tell your problems, I guess. You know?
To
You know?
to the people that matter the most.
Do you think Reddit is kind of like a diary? Because really nobody knows who's posting it, and then, you know?
Yeah.
But Reddit's pretty cool. I like it, guys. Should we cut it here?
Yeah, we can.
See. Okay, guys, thanks for watching us. Sorry it took us a while to come back, but we're back and better than ever. And stay tuned for the next episode.
Yeah, I don't even know when we're posting this one. We're going to pick set days soon, and then we'll be committed. I feel like once we pick set days, we'll actually...
No, yeah, we're locking in, so we're for sure... You'll see us.
Yeah.
You'll see us next week. For sure. But I'm Curly.
And I'm Perla.
And thanks for watching us. See you next time. Bye.